so it's cool. It's cool what they do. But when I get it. Niggas be like, well, all of it isn't this motherfucker again. Are you serious? You figured the nigga had disappeared and shit, but here he is. Wielding the power of perspective. You will live in invest in years in this, cause nothing's more expensive than experience. And I spent delirious balling out of my mind, and I've lost it, I'm buying all, they got all falling in line. Every fraud is a price in this bottom dollar bargain at time. You can't offer me bribes, cause all that you got is already mine, but that's awfully kind. Thanks, now shut your fucking mouth. Y'all be fucking around in my fucking house. I'm hearing the same voice coming out of 100 miles, 100 out, we count the underground. There's nothing to frown upon harder than airport artists borrowing their whole product from whoever's popular, and it ain't so modest like they so hot because they so blog like it was they marketing dollars that paid for all. And no wait, don't call it, don't hate on. Play the game, don't knock it, but that is a lot like forcing me to swallow a snot and being like, hey, don't vomit, y'all way too soft on these a-holes, dog. I'm singing this shit from a place so honest, there ain't no wrong in it, fuck everything. When I wrote politics, I was a kid acknowledging all of this shit. Now I'm an adult and I feel like a prophet. Like, how many shots did I call? Shall I call an accountant? Since hip-hop, the counterculture became the culture accountant. Yet accountability's dead, we just out for them checks. So proud that we gotta sell out for respect. And the barely hidden insincerity is so foul, you live with a threat that high fives are always followed with a request. Somebody said that success is the best revenge, and it's a point so valid. The niggas is all network, no talent. It's an imbalance, so telling it like it is, this might destroy your access to the circus of trend whores of coke habits. Well, I've had it. I'm earnest to the platelets in my bones, and anyone afraid to burn the bridge is too lazy to build their own. I'm obsessive, compulsive, reps of what I know. A perfectionist with a restraining order, can't leave well enough alone. So I tend to expose the devil that's close, but that never bodes well for the souls selling them mo. Look when a distributor fell in the hole and said they were broke, but they kept what they sold. So whatever saw was sending my dough. Here's another lesson to quote: becoming friends with the press is a no, cause they grow resentful. It's best unless that they know. The motherfuckers pretend that it's so essential. The probe isn't far-fetched, that it's star fuckers with pencils in tow. But yo, the most disrespectful joke is especially low. I bled for this, bro, even went to the post to send you this dope. Indie is trendy, so majors will cloak their artists as independence and pose. It's like repping organic Pepsi and Coke. You didn't do it yourself. You ain't authentic, you never knew what I felt. The disable and stress to ruin my health. You claiming credit like you ain't a bit of a ludicrous weapon and ain't about numerous helpers. You may fool them well, cause who's gonna tell? Me, shitbag, you get 1 billion views from an elf? Oh, it's magic. Clear channel don't have no room in its shelf for a book of spells. You know this shit's bad when the kid's hat is a big splash. If we skip past, if he spits raps and his hip dance is a hit smash with a 6 flat, it's a bitch slap in the face. When you master the trade, and every brick you pay for the way you're smashed in a day. So rappers become actors and then actors become rappers. This ain't fantasy fulfillment, this shit is facts for the stage. And went from sucker MCs, the whack niggas, the herbs, the faggots, the lanes, backpackers, net C's, the nerds, the hipsters, the blog rappers, the frats, struggle, the drill. But none of those names come if you're ill. I got the hunter that went for the jugular, spitting the blood of other hunters, and still I summon the hunger to kill. But you bring out the worst in me, cause the pickings ain't nourishing. That it eats me alive, it hurts and my stomach is filled. It is under the mill, shakes and fame. In this day and age when brutality's raging like fashion and throwing cash in their faces is gonna change it. It's vapid, it's aimless, I can't quit, I have to say this, cause I'm a fucking man and that's dedication. And the statement. Wake up!
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Yay! And a happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to the IRONWORX. Right here, fingers crossed, on freeworld.fm. But we're also live on the ironrealmmedia YouTube channel, so a shout out to everybody hanging out there in the chat. Morning, fellas. How's your week been? Week's been. How you guys doing?
Howdy. Yeah. There's words you can use. I know. I barely can. I'm here. Putting coffee in my brain. Much needed.
Much needed. This
I know
morning,
Zack is here somewhere.
he's here somewhere. He's all muted up. He's probably still trying to figure out how to get Skype to respond to his button presses. Getting pissed off, and he's probably going to drop off out of here soon and have to come on back and get it straight. So we need lots of love to Zach. Sorry, what were you saying, Zachary? Walter? Jesus Christ. You got the background on. We can't see. Oh, there's a kitty.
Mm-hmm. I was working on it. Come on. Crazy.
So,
He's the reason this shoulder stays full of scratches.
I do want to give a quick shout out
Sorry.
to our buddy Craig. Who may or may not be popping on the call at some point this morning. I did expect him to not be here first thing. I expect him to be sleepy and sleeping in and sore and tired. Craig was involved in a bit of a motorcycle accident yesterday. And his phone may or may not be responding. Yeah, he said he maybe took a corner a little bit too fast, almost got into a head-on collision. I guess dumped it and doing all right. Like I said, he's home and sore, but wanted to come on and try to regale us with his motorcycle tales, but we're not entirely sure whether his phone is going to live long enough to do it. But hopefully he'll be able to pop on and give us the scuttlebutt. So much love, Craig.
Out.
I don't ride motorcycles. Too chicken shit.
Only
Yeah,
out on the
me too.
track. I don't get on the road.
Yeah, I could do some dirt
You're an
bikes like
idiot.
out in the woods, but that's really where my fear lies, Zach, is on the roads. I just don't trust everybody else.
Mm-hmm. It's not like you can't handle the bike or you couldn't, that's not what scares me. What scares me is all the the people I scream at almost on a daily. Not scream, but, in my head. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Oh, I scream.
Oh, I want to. I can't stand idiot drivers that aren't paying attention. I see another little old lady on her phone. Oh, I might get out and relieve her of her phone. I mean, it gets bad around here. The people that, on their phones. Yeah. That irks me more than anything. Look, it's 2024. There's hands-free everything now. Come on. You got a coffee in one hand and your phone in the other hand and your, laptop up in the window. It's ridiculous.
Fucking figure it out.
Figure it out, eh? Oh, man. Excuse me. Pour some coffee on the brain.
Yeah, I need to as well.
Uh-huh.
I left mine in the other room, believe it or not.
Skype keeps... Can you still hear me?
I still hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Skype's all jacked up. It'll be all right.
It'd be all right.
So what's been going on this week at all? Anything? The DNC started?
Yep. Is today the last day, I think? Or was yesterday? How many days is it? For some reason I was thinking it was 3 days, but maybe it was only 2.
Not sure. I don't pay attention that well.
Seems to be quiet so far.
Yeah, there's supposedly people from protesters from like California, New York, Wisconsin, Michigan, Indiana. They said all the following or surrounding states right there in that little around the lake. They were bussing people in from all over the country. There was like 40 different groups that were getting together to protest at the DNC in Chicago.
Yeah, that's just kind of the snake eating its own tail at that point. I think that it's just Democrats cannibalizing on each other and turning on each other. With the whole war in the Middle East. These pro-Palestinians trying to come in and disrupt everything. Yep, it seems to be that kind of a Wednesday this morning. I was even up early. Well, early-ish. I was showered before my alarm went off.
That's early.
That's early. Yeah, buddy. We're rocking it this morning.
Oh, I'm kind of trying to not chew into the mic is mostly why I'm being so damn quiet.
Am I still fucking muted?
Not now.
You were. Not now.
What is going on with Skype,
Yes.
dude? I'm not hitting the mute button, and Skype keeps muting itself.
It's your handlers. Take a hint, Zach.
Your hands off me. Y'all was all talking about making fun of Tesla already.
Like, already this morning?
Yeah, I was just a second ago, and I was muted somehow.
Somehow.
Skype keeps like going away. It's weird. And then I have to go back into it, and then as soon as it comes back, it unmutes me. That's how you heard that. Am I fucking muted? The Tesla's hiring workers for $48 an hour to wear motion capture suits to train its humanoid robots. I want to
Wait,
see.
come again?
I want to go where. So Tesla's hiring workers for $48 an hour to wear motion capture suits to train its humanoid robots. It's not going to work that way.
It probably serves as a pretty good base model, though. I was trying to sort that out in my brain, too, Zach. I'm like, that's not how that works. But I guess if you are capturing sort of the basic motions, and they can start to incorporate then their sensors and their AI supercomputing bullshit into refining it and making it specific to that task at hand at that specific time.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Andrew.
I was gonna.
Wow, you came in early.
Yeah, I was gonna wait until the second hour, but I had to step in because of the whole Tesla bullshit. I fucking hate those cars so much because every single time I see someone driving one, they're wearing a mask, they're on their phone, and I have to honk at them at the, like there might be like three cars in front of them at a stoplight, and they're just sitting there, and I'm looking at them like, oh. Guess the nationality and the sex of who is driving that car. It's choose your own flavor of what your imagination is, actually not imagination, the reality is, especially over here in Silicon Valley. And also, those cars are prone to catch on fire, and if they do catch on fire because it's a lithium-ion battery, the fire department is like, yep, you just have to let it burn, because if you spray water on it,
Yep. Gonna get worse.
It's gonna explode.
Explode. Yeah.
And they also claim that the Tesla truck, which is like what, $80,000+, is the ugliest piece of shit I've ever seen in my entire life. Like literally, like it looks like someone like, hey little Jimmy, there's a cardboard experiment for you, and you're in 4th grade.
I'm pretty sure.
What you think the stupidest car possible could be look like. And it's like basically, oh, there you go, it's the Tesla fucking truck.
Pretty sure it rolled over 100K too.
And there's a YouTube channel, these guys that test with ballistics on these different vehicles and, you know, all kinds of different stuff. I can't remember what the name of the channel is, but either way, because they claim that the Tesla vehicle is bulletproof. Apparently that's the claim. I never heard that before until that YouTube channel did a video on it. So what they did is they got an actual Tesla vehicle, truck, and they tested it with all different types of ballistics. And they start off with like a 22. Yeah, it just puts a dent in it. No big deal. Then they go up to small arms, like a 9mm Beretta, and then they go into like a Colt 45, things like that. And again, basically just puts like a heavy dent in it. And then they test it with like heavier types, like a 30-06, and then a 50 cal, and then yeah, it goes straight through the fucking door. And it wasn't that big of a damage or a big of a deal in regards to the damage it did to it, especially when they were making as much money from the video as the actual price of the car, the piece of shit that it is. So yeah, they make money off of it just like by damaging one of the doors. And yeah, it's not bulletproof because there's no such thing as bulletproof. Anyways, that was my little spiel for the moment, but I do have something to add in the second hour. But for now, I do have to go AFK for quite a while. I need to shower and make some food and all that kind of stuff. But either way, in just about, 8 days from today? 7 or 8 days? 8 or 9 days? Is going to be the Flattoberfest.
What?
You probably should have waited till you showered.
Oh, wait, no, shit, it's next month. Whoops, I'm fucking wrong. I was thinking it was September. Yeah, I got home and I smoked a bowl. Whoops, I'm sorry. Oh, dang it. I was getting really excited for a moment. I was like, oh, shit.
It's just, I'm not even packed. Holy fuck. Time flies.
Ah, fuck me on that one.
Smoked a bowl and lost a month. Shit, I've been there.
But if Karen is going to indeed, this is a little idea that I have, and I'm hopefully Karen's not listening, that I'm sure that Ted would be totally down for at the same exact time, would be for, if Karen is actually going to be doing this for the very last time, is for everyone to surprise Karen and like 50 people, give her like a big group hug all at the same exact time. Something like that. Just an idea, because I think she deserves it. She's earned it. And
that sounds like something she would really, really enjoy.
Well, she wouldn't have a choice if everyone surrounds her and gives her a hug at the exact same time.
Oh, yeah. Take away Karen's consent. Good idea, Andrew.
Hold on. She's not here, is she? Hold on a second. Oh, Karen's awesome.
Yeah, she is.
No, Karen is awesome. I just, having never met the woman, I can't say for sure. I just get the impression that may not be an activity she would find terribly enjoyable.
Now, maybe at the very end of the event.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm not talking like during a presentation or something.
Sneaking in a room.
Karen don't want to talk to nobody until that thing's over. He's like, well, she gets hounded the whole time. And people are always, where's Karen? Where's Karen? I need to talk to her. I need to talk to her. They come, hi, how you doing?
Yeah, in the meantime, she has like 9,000 different things going through her head,
Things going on
trying
in
to
their head.
solve.
They just wanted to say hi. Yeah. Frank Lloyd Wright's only skyscraper set to close amid controversy. I used to love looking at Frank Lloyd Wright books. That was my favorite architect. Bartlesville, Oklahoma.
Who's your third favorite architect, Zach?
I can't even remember his name. He did bridges.
Isn't that from a movie? Like a joke from a movie? No? Thought it was.
It depends on your sense of humor, I guess.
Oh, I know that. Okay, maybe it's not specifically about that, but in There's Something About Mary, when Matt Dillon is basically just trying to pretend like he's an independent worker and trying to be an architect. I think that got brought up. Yeah.
Yeah, he like designed all kinds of stuff. They're right now they're selling the copper panels that were put all over it. That he had designed different designs in the copper panels and stuff like that.
Like the crackheads here in St. Louis. I get it.
Yeah. How's the before you get out of here, Andrew B? How's the whole homeless thing going over there?
Not that you are
picking back up now. Yeah,
Easy stuff popping right back up.
Yeah, you know, like by freeway off ramps and on ramps and all that kind of stuff. There's always like that dead area, just like a bunch of like trees and bushes and shit. Well, the homeless basically figured out, whoa, there's no one here, so that's when they occupied that, because there's drainage areas where they can relieve themselves, to be as calm about that expression as I can. And yeah, the local police and the sheriffs came by and forcefully removed them, and then they put up a whole bunch of signs, and then they started putting up like in some cases like barbed wire and like concertina wire in some places. They're like, oh, okay, we're just gonna go down the street, railroad tracks. And then they went there, but then I guess the police they have been very forceful about it. I haven't seen it actually happen, like when they showed up and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, all they do is just relocate, or they commit a crime and just go to jail for a while. Like, oh, I'll get a shower and some food, and then I get released, and then back to the shopping cart living.
What did they think? All right, we're going to come in, rough you up, cut up your tent, kick you out, remove you from the property. Do they think that's going to what? Motivate them to go get a job in a fucking house? I don't understand. Of course, they're just going to go somewhere else. They still fucking exist, just because they don't exist in the location where they were 5 minutes ago. I mean, yes, they're going to go somewhere. You put them somewhere else. They would have been fine just there. But you made them go somewhere else.
Real quick. And I think that's one of the problems that's also occurring across the country, not just necessarily here in the Bay Area, but I mean, pick your major metropolitan area where these people are just walking into like a Walmart or whatever, and they just grab as much stuff as they possibly can, and then they just walk out with it, and their insurance policy says you can't do anything about that except call the police. And even the police are like, well, it's below a certain amount, so we can't really do much about it except for, fuck all. It's basically what it is. And like, oh yeah, okay, so crime doesn't really exist anymore when it comes to certain standards of this liberal mentality of society. It's infecting everybody with a certain moral standard, which is basically, I deserve more because I'm a fucking idiot. That might be a long-winded way of explaining that.
Yeah, California's had some pretty kooky prosecutors out there. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I'll take some pictures next time I go on my walk, because I take this really long walk almost every single day, and I encounter new homeless encampments that weren't there the day before, and then sometimes they're gone a week later. I think a lot of them are like nomads. Or what do they call them in the UK? Pikeys.
Pikeys.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, if you want to learn about pikeys, watch the movie Snatch, which is all about pikeys. Basically.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite Brad Pitt character in any movie. Like, speaking pikey is different than an accent. I love it. The way that they did it. Like, they speak so people can't understand them. Yeah.
And as Jason Statham says in the movie, like, well, they're not English, they're not Irish, they're just, well, they're pikeys.
Pikeys.
I'm sure that anyone in the UK probably fully understands that. Here in the United States, we call them something else. And I'll bite my tongue on that one.
Yeah, gypsies.
Is gypsy a bad word in California, Andrew?
I don't think it's a word that's actually used, unless you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever heard anyone use that in a sentence, unless it had to do with like a movie or something, or like storytelling. I definitely wouldn't call the homeless, crackhead across the street, literally smoking crack on the sidewalk, harassing people, a gypsy. I guess there's different levels of pikeyism or gypsyism or whatever the term to be used is. All right, guys, I got to go AFK. I'll be back maybe 45 minutes or so, but I'll be listening in.
All righty. David Banner says traveling folk is the real term, and gypsies or pikeys is seen as a derogatory term. The traveling folk. I thought that's what the Masons called each other.
Yeah, traveler from the east. I remember my buddy's dad telling me about that. If you go to a Mason Hall in another town where you're not known or something like that, there's a little phrase you could say, and then they know you're a Mason.
Yeah, I think each hall or each maybe district or something has their own specific phrase. Or each, I forget.
Secret password.
Basically, kind of lets you know who you are, where you're from, and your master hall, or trying to think of the right terminology. But you have halls can parent other halls, and you can. It's too early.
Too early. Well, let's go do a break. Got anything lined up?
I do indeed.
Nice.
And it is
that
that
we got
time.
that.
So do stick around. We're on Twitch, but it looks like my little multi-streamer on OBS probably needs to be updated after the last OBS update. So it says it's unstable, but it does say that we're on Twitch. So I don't know.
What?
But we are on TFR Jesus Christ. See how early it is? I said TFR. Freeworld.fm. I don't even know where the hell that came from.
That was a flashback.
That was fucking weird. Like I pulled something.
I had TFR on the brain last night going to bed. I don't know what was going on with that.
Huh.
It's weird.
That's weird.
Put a little sad on it. It went away.
Overlapping timeline. Oh. But we'll be right back. This is the Ironworks, wherever we are.
Hey, don't count that song as my request. I was
it's done.
She asked me, son, when I grow old, will you buy me a house of gold? And when your father turns to stone, will you take care of me? She asked me, son, when I grow old, will you buy me a house of gold? And when your father turns to stone, will you take care of me? I will make you queen of everything you see. I'll put you on the map. I'll cure you of disease. Let's say we up and left this town and turned our future upside down. We'll make pretend that you and me lived ever after happily. She asked me, son, when I grow old, will you buy me a house of gold? And when your father turns to stone, will you take care of me? I will make you queen of everything you see. I'll put you on the map. I'll cure you of disease. Oh, and since we know that dreams are dead and life turns plans up on their head, I will plan to be a bum, so I just might pick up someone. She asked me, son, when I grow old, will you buy me a house of gold? And when your father turns to stone, will you take care of me? I will make you queen of everything you see. I'll put you on the map. I'll cure you of disease. Inside of this soul you create, you hide from yourself. You separate everything that is true. You just spend your life attached to this poison. You don't feel anything and it's true. You spend your life trapped in this void where you will stay always. Get rid of this thought of you rotting in the same cold space. You don't want to feel anything new. You've decided to spend your life safe from emotion. This way you'll never be on again or confused now. You spend your life trapped
Welcome back. Second half of the first half of the Ironworks kicking off right now. Little
Indeed.
2 for Wednesday for you there.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
It looks like Harley Davidson is.
Oops.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No, I was just saying, I dropped that in the call after the show the other day when we were looking at your Nightmare Fuel pictures, and there was the floating half guy in the picture.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen the video for House of Gold, you'll know why that was appropriate. If you didn't, then you just heard a great song. That's all. And then the Deftones, yes, I love that song. And I'm aware of Mr. Cantrell's contributions. But I appreciate it. Thank you, Rico. And filling ton up.
Yeah, that was fun Monday, going through all the Nightmare Fuel. Put some words to it today and get it published here probably by tomorrow. Why are the bees? So Harley Davidson. You guys see this? You guys see any video from Sturgis?
I know that I have friends at work who ride Harleys and have been
still.
Yeah, I mean, not too many people can afford to just start shooting up their Harley Davidson.
They take the tags off or anything like that?
He bought it used. I mean, it's not like he's giving Harley Davidson any money. It was father-in-law's bike. It's, you know, this just seems to me like the same old bullshit. This is the whole Biden-Harris thing. We're dedicated to American standards and American ideals. Oh, well, now we're dedicated to protecting the ideals of the LGBTQ. No? Hurting our bottom line, is it? All right. We're dedicated to the American ideals again. Congratulations, us. And I fully believe that there are people that will just follow that and swallow that hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, I don't understand like why they even put these little things out like that. Like, oh, we plan on, I mean, even mentioning diversity, equity, inclusion in any type of thing as a business has been like shooting yourself in the foot. Since the whole Bud Light debacle, there's been even a few more companies, Target, Tractor Supply. There's been a few of them.
Who do you think has that kind of power?
BlackRock. They own all of them.
Right. Who could be pushing DEI in such a way that you can control every fucking major corporation in America?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not about money at all. They don't care about money. I almost thought it might be to get people to sell their stocks so they could buy them up.
I was going to say that could be, they could be shorting them that way. I'm sure at some point for somebody, it's sort of about money. If only to perpetuate the idea that they really care about it. Like, oh my gosh, our stock is totally being hurt. That we're so proud of our American ideals because we were losing money because money's that important to us. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good way to short a stock. It really is. Oh, you want to buy more of this?
So you
stock?
are aware that advertising has like caused people to Sorry, the cat walked across the keyboard. Has caused all kind of fun things. That's why Bill Hicks, come on, baby, get off the keyboard. That's why Bill Hicks has the whole routine about if you're in advertising, de-alive yourself because of the fact that they will do any fucking thing to sell a product. They'll say anything, do anything. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with integrity or, oh, this country's been around. I mean, this company's been around for 50 years, 100 years, whatever. It's nothing to do with that. It's about the bottom line selling shit. And if they think jumping on a bandwagon at a fucking moment's going to get them some, come on, Cleo, get down. If they think it'll get them some fucking dollars, they will try it. And if it goes in the other direction, they'll go, oh, our bad. Here, you can have the other thing for, to settle our bottom fucking line. It's never been about integrity. It's never been about anything but the bottom fucking line of money. So it's not like these American ideals or whatever the fuck bullshit they were selling you in the first place meant any goddamn thing to them in the first place. All right, rant over.
Yeah, you would. I mean, I could see lots of companies, having some weird idea. Hey, this is a good idea, but John Deere, Tractor Supply, Harley, see, that's middle America. That's not San Francisco or, any of the big major cities and all that kind of stuff where you find all the DEI type stuff. That's not the base of these companies. That's the part that gets me. It's like, who are you advertising to? 99% of John Deere customers probably spend their time out in the field. Why are you even attempting any of this stuff with those types of people? That's insanity.
That's why I want to initially agree with sort of that fiduciary responsibility, and they'll just jump on any old bandwagon. But this is like such a small minority of people, especially with some of these companies who are in middle America, Midwest, heartland kind of consumer base. I'm just trying to figure out what would drive them to ignore everything they've done up to that point, making money, and saying, what we need to do is completely switch course in order to continue to make money, because that's where the money lies, and be so completely wrong that they've got to stop it after 3 days and be like, oh, shit. All right, well, we got to switch course and go back to what we were doing in order to make money.
We're sorry.
Sorry. We're sorry.
Oops.
We're
Sorry.
sorry.
We're so sorry. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I don't get it. It's just, it doesn't make sense to me. Why put pride anything on John Deere? John Deere. You don't get much more rural than John Deere. I mean, yeah, people in cities might have a riding lawnmower that says John Deere on it or something like that, but that's not where they make their money. They make their money selling big, huge tractors and combines and, farm equipment.
Yeah. $500,000 combine to the farmer.
Yeah, exactly. Now you want him to go driving around in his field with a rainbow on his combine? You're barking up the wrong tree. It's just, it boggles my mind. I know there's real great salesmen out there, but they're trying to sell Not even ice to Eskimos. I don't even know how to make the comparison. It's that like far gone. It's not like you're trying to sell them something they already have or anything like that. And then it makes me wonder about the people that are setting this stuff up. What kind of world do they live in? Do they believe that there's guys out there and on the tractors with blue hair riding around in their cornfields? I mean, I get it because, you know, when everything around you is a certain way, you kind of put that on everything, everywhere. The whole world's kind of like this.
Right. If there were, if you could point to fields full of blue-haired farmhands, I could understand maybe then justifying a line of tractors painted specially for them.
Yeah, maybe, you know? Yeah, it just makes no sense. And to see company after company after company go through this, it's not a mistake anymore, you know? I mean, after Bud Light, okay, and Target was like, okay, we're going to try this. Okay, after Target, then you saw some crazy spins, like we were talking, Tractor Supply Company, John Deere, Harley Davidson. What the fuck are you thinking? No, I think there's something nefarious behind it from
the gay mob. They're behind it all.
Hey.
What did you just say, Zach?
I was asking, who did you say?
The gay mob.
Oh, the gay mob. Oh. Yeah, it just baffles my mind. And I guess that J.D. Vance, Trump's running mate, he's offered, they said, legislation. I don't know what that entails, but to try to eliminate federal DEI programs. So it's a destructive ideology that breeds hatred and racial division. It has no place in our federal government or anywhere else in our society.
I'm good with that.
Just the whole idea. Like, can you be any more communist without saying you're a communist? We want equity for everybody. Yeah, you know how many times that's been tried? How many hundreds of millions of people have died to this type of ideology just over the last 125 years?
They just didn't do it right every time.
I'm so sick of hearing that. I was having a conversation with my little brother, and he's at that age where, you know, the economy's not great, and having these, you know, he went to what do they call those types of colleges?
Liberal arts.
Liberal arts? Yep, that's the one. And he got out of there and he was, socialism, socialism, communism, communism. And we've had quite a few talks about it and then the last time we were talking about it, I keep trying to explain to them the way the system is run right now is not, pure capitalism. It hasn't been for a very, very, very long time. The way it was set up is not the way that we run it today. I get that. And he gets it.
It's a pretty good representation of fair market capital, is that right? Fair market capitalism? Free market capitalism? I mean, it's a pretty decent representation overall.
Yeah, we're still close. We're a lot closer to that than any other type of ideology.
I need to smoke a bowl.
But just laws and regulations that they've put on smaller businesses to where these bigger businesses can kind of keep flourishing and this and that and yada, 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 and the smaller guy keeps getting stepped on. There's so many rules and regulations now that it's not really free market capitalism. But it's the closest thing around.
I had this thought recently. Let me know what you guys think about this. But having to do with what you're talking about with the free market and being able to express your right, or your, want to call it your responsibility, really, to be true to yourself. So let's say I wanted to start a business and I didn't want to treat my employees fairly. I would have to write policies that would violate their rights, because I can't violate their rights as a man to a man. I'd get sued. You know what I mean? Like if I did something to you, or if I made you do something against your will, like that's assault. So corporations and businesses create policy and statute and code and rules because in those manuals they change the existence of a man to an employee, and now you can do whatever the fuck you want to your employees. You get what I'm saying? Like that's the loophole of how to be inhuman as a businessman. Like I would never, come around into your small town and quash your successful business so that I would be successful. Like I would never do that. Normal, healthy, spiritual people will never be tyrannical, ever.
Yes, but because they're a minority of people, they will always be abused. That's the problem. Normal, spiritually healthy people will...
People who are,
by the other majority of the people, who are willing to take advantage of them. Yep.
But
what happens when they do get in charge? You say, oh, people wouldn't act like that. But there's this saying, and it's the reason I would never want to be in charge.
Well, and that's
power corrupts absolutely.
I will give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they will never be corrupted. Let them get into power, but they're still going to be the minority of people, and they will never hold that power because they're going to try to remain spiritually healthy and all that good stuff, and they'll just won't be able to hold it. It'll get taken away by the people who don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I get that to a certain extent, but I want to give humanity the benefit of the doubt in that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we're really,
but why?
That we're really talking about the elites, the top percent of the world who control the way the market flows. Like they know that creating the market to be as upside down as it is for us for however long it's been, and they modify it according to each decade, because there was poverty in the 80s, you know what I mean? And there's poverty now. Why is there poverty? Because there's capitalism. Okay? But if you and I...
Wait, what?
Because if you and I were in a small little town together, like there would
So
be
communism doesn't have poverty? Because
I'm saying that... No, well, right now, all we can say is that we see poverty everywhere.
Everywhere, regardless of your economic sort of philosophies that your country is taking on, there will be poverty.
Well, okay, but look, let's go to Tumbleweed, Arkansas, right? And everybody's doing their thing. They all have their piece of land, and they all meet at the saloon. And there's a who's got a mic open? There's a lot of, I don't know. Am I the only one hearing the noise? It sounds like somebody's banging a drum.
Yeah, no, I think that's only you. I hear
That's only you.
a little wind on your mic.
Wow. No, I'm sitting still in my car. Like there it went again right there. All right, we're at the break anyway.
Damn it, we sure are. That one snuck up on me. That's all right. That's the halfway point. And if I'd have seen this, I'd have had this shit pulled up and ready to go. But I didn't. We'll count this one, Walter. I'm assuming this was it. Yeah. Or did you want the other one? There's been a couple that you dropped in here.
I'm just, dude, if it's mentioned, I'm going to drop a song. You play what you feel. They'll all ring true today.
Well, this one is definitely probably something that I'm going to feel just based on the artist. Stick around. Hold on to your hats. This is the IRONWORX. We will be right back. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I mean, every time you see this album cover, you've got to play.
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Ironrealmmedia is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
And welcome back to the first half of the second half of the IRONWORX right here on freeworld.fm. Also streaming live on the Iron Realm Media YouTube channel. Morning and happy Wednesday.
Yeah. That song has a bit of history, man. That thing's been around a minute. I can still remember working out the keyboard part on my Poly 800. Hello, ancient technology.
Tartarian music there.
Wow, somebody's got thunderstorms.
Is your air conditioner on or something, Travis? I swear there's like something blowing on your mic. Just catches it every once in a while. It's not bad. Not an issue. I just would have sworn your window was cracked. Not like down, but just cracked.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. My dock is on the vent, and so then the vent is blowing on the mic.
Yep, that's what I hear.
So I'll just.
That would be it.
So sorry about that, but I wanted to just finish my thought. It's pretty basic, and I know that it could be argued. Look, ideologies are absolutely perfect except for when people are involved. So I get that part, right? But I'm trying to say that I believe that poverty is a creation of economics. Therefore, it can be solved by changing the economics. So you can remove poverty by altering the economic, culture to one that is not driven by greed and avarice.
Come on, Skype.
I suppose that's true. Like, if we could just manifest everything that we needed to survive, and we could just spend the rest of our days focusing on whatever it is that made us happy. I don't know if that would.
Well, I mean, I think that that's part of it too. I appreciate the fact that you brought that up, because I think that that's one of the things that they intentionally eliminated from our lives, and that is spiritual disciplines, so that we would be governors of our minds and governors of our bodies, by keeping us so busy at work, going 9 to 5, working 2 or 3 jobs, whatever it is, chasing that dollar sign, so that we don't have time. We don't even think about it. It's like, you want me to sit still for 5 minutes and meditate? Are you crazy? You know, there's bills to pay. There's mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. But I think that that's part of the system. That's the problem. Like, that's exactly what we should be doing. We should be having so much goddamn free time that we are just enlightened, majestic, divine beings.
Like the homeless folk.
I've done that. That's what I came from. That's why I'm here, to do something different.
Is this thing on?
Here's it now.
Yeah.
It is now.
What's up?
What's going on,
Top
Craig?
flight security of the world, Craig.
What's up, Craig?
Not yesterday.
Well,
I am
her, man.
I crashed my fucking motorcycle.
How you feeling this morning?
Broken bones or nothing?
I am with it. No, I'm just fucking pissed. I'm sorry, I'm cursing.
Yeah, watch your fucking language.
All right, Cap. Man, it was crazy though. It keeps flashing before my eyes. It's driving me.
Oh, it's going to for a while, man. You're gonna see that for a while.
I literally, I don't know how I'm alive, frankly. I thought I was dead. I fucking hit a car head on. I skidded off his bumper. I see, it was crazy, man. And I'm fucking laying there, right? And then I'm like, I think I'm all right. What the fuck? I pop up real quick, and I'm looking at all the. I'm at a red light, right? Because I was making a right turn, and there was a cross section, right? So there's 3 lanes stopped, and I hit the middle guy, the middle lane on the turn. I hit the turn too quick, and I realized way too late. And it was either the car or a truck. I picked the car, and
I think we lost you there, Craig. But phone did take a bit of a damage too. I'm hoping it doesn't get too hot and just burn itself out. Your poor little phone goes out in a blaze of glory here on Skype. But that is so scary.
Yeah, I had a buddy who got into a pretty bad motorcycle accident. Kind of the same thing, except he was turning left. And the lady going straight, coming towards him, just didn't slow down, nothing. Like, he wasn't even there. And he was like already turning. He was like halfway through the lane. And she just smashed right into him. He went flying over his handlebars, and his feet caught the grips, the handlebar. And then his face came smacking down onto the pavement, and he had all kinds of plastic surgery, and they had to reconstruct his upper inside of his mouth and all kinds of stuff. He was pretty messed up from it. He lived, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah, not his fault at all. Just, that's why I can't
absolutely
motorcycle out there. Because another person, you could be the safest person, on earth.
Yeah.
And somebody just not paying attention.
Yeah. Oh, it happens all the time. I mean, I've almost crashed like 5 times before this, and I've always managed to get it back. Because yesterday I lost my tail, like the tail end, whipped from under me and like skidded. It was so fucking weird. It was like my fucking leg skidded and then skipped like a rock. And then I kind of bounced off the fucking car. It was so weird. It was just really weird. And no one guy helped me. Not even the dude I hit. He was in like shock. I'm like, yo, dude, pull in the wire, we'll talk. He's a kid, he's 20 years old. And he's like in shock, freaking out. I'm like, dude, relax. You didn't do nothing. Like, what the fuck is your problem? I'm fucked up over here, and you're fucking freaking out like a little bitch. And then his mom came and cut him down, thank God. And then I talked to his father on the phone, and he rides too. So it wasn't bad, but you know. But the father had to call the cops, and when the cops get called, I get a fine. So you know, I got injured, I got fined, I'll get some points on my license. It's fucking great. Fucking Nazi jersey, I love them. Oh God, fucking hate to hear it.
Just glad you're alive, man.
No
Could have been so much.
I don't know if I am though. Kind of wanted just to go yesterday. If I'm being real. Sorry. Fucking. I'm gonna go on mute. You guys talk. I'm chill. All right. I gotta make my call.
Glad that you're all right, man.
Chad, I love. I can't even see yet. I don't know who's in there. Orna, if you're in there, you're probably making fun of me. But
no.
I love you, brother.
Love you, friend. Glad you're here.
All right, guys. I'm gonna make my coffee. I'll be back.
All right.
I'm listening.
Now, these are things, Travis, that I'm having to come to terms with myself. Because I very much would love to believe for what you are saying to be true. I just don't.
Yeah, I mean, I do too, right? I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you.
And there's definitely a place for that, of all the beautiful utopias that could be created if we just got rid of all the humans. But once you have to introduce the humans, now you've really got to take into account the fact of the diversity of thought and the fact that at the end of the day, it's kind of hard to deny that might makes right.
Well, I mean, I think that the fundamental demonstration of that is parenting. You know, I think parenting is the primary tool to introduce ideologies and economics and government. Like, my job as a father should be to teach my children how to govern their minds and govern their bodies. And if they can do that, they can do anything.
Don't you think the white supremacists are encouraging that in their own way?
Well, I mean, I feel like that's introducing an ideology that's already skewed. You know what I mean? So,
well, sure,
of course,
but they could say the same about yours.
Well, I mean, I don't want to have those kinds of conversations. So if that's where they want to go, I'll just be over here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Leaning up against the wall.
Right, and that's kind of when push comes to shove, that's where how it's gonna have to come down to, because it's going to be those who are the most violent and the most willing to use that violence that's going to rule the day.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is that if I'm going to continue on my ideological utopian evangelistic tour, I should be able to coexist next door to that group of skinheads.
Sure.
And I should be able to.
But
use
why
my
even
philosophy.
why have the skinheads exist though? In this utopian.
You brought them up. I didn't bring them up.
Well, that's because we're not talking about the utopian stuff where we can just kind of imagine any world we want. We're trying to root this in some sort of reality where we have to deal with the people around us, and we can't just isolate ourselves and be like, well, I'm just going to stand over here in the corner. Well, we can, but realize that's where you will be delegated to, is off there by yourself in a corner, hopefully being left alone. But that's kind of where we are now, isn't it? That's how I would kind of define our thought process now.
Yeah, I think that ideologies should be able to have conversations with other ideologies and not lose their shit.
Sure.
Yeah, it works really well here in the Flat Earth community.
And I agree they should,
listen,
but they
like,
don't.
Okay, hold on, just real quick. Well, yeah, like think about that though. In my opinion, then I'm just going to be. I don't know what I'm going to be right now. You tell me. Those people that are causing conflict, they need to go away. I'm not causing conflict. I'm not fighting with anybody. I'm trying to have conversations. Like, why can't you have a conversation? Why are you making a fight with me right now? Like, why are you attacking me right now? Do you have a mental problem? Because I don't. Like, people who cause conflict, they're the problems.
So their conflict is because they don't agree with what you agree with. And so you don't see the problem there?
No, I don't, because you and I've had, listen.
So we're back to you in the corner by yourself going, okay, leave me alone and don't bug me.
Or what you could do.
As much as I want to be on your side of the fence, Travis, because that's where I've lived my whole life, unfortunately, as this shit unfolds and I become pretty convinced that, you know, what's in charge here isn't human. That's a lot to do with all of this. That's part of it. The other part is that we came here for reasons that have absolutely nothing to do with utopia and perfection. That's where we left. That's where we came here from. We came from perfection. We came from utopia. We came from every thought manifesting. We came from every idea being there, every thought not hidden, all truth revealed. That's where we were, and it was pretty fucking boring. So this place is designed differently. This place has cause and effect, good and bad, dark and light, bad and good, whatever. But the problem is when that system gets taken over and that system gets used in ways that it wasn't designed for, and things become where we are now. It's all about balance. And once the balance goes off, the entropy doesn't work anymore. The feeders become...
I understand that. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I'm trying to think out loud about my ideology and saying, like, you know, love ought to overcome the brokenness of another person. Like, the broken person should draw near to love to be healed. But when you have broken people breaking people, you know, that's the difficulty. Again, life would be so much more simple if people weren't involved.
Well, I think we're having a bit of a miscommunication. You're arguing from what ought be, whereas I'm trying to argue from what is. See the difference? So where my line of thinking is, here is where we are, and sort of arguing from that standpoint, well, we have to sort of accept the fact that that monopoly on violence is there for a reason, versus we should all just get along. We ought, sure, yeah. That would be great if we could. Maybe you could argue that this is the way everybody should do it, but you'd have a hard time. And the only way you can enforce everybody getting along is with a gun.
And I don't believe that. I don't believe
how do you
that,
do
but
it?
I was trying
okay, how do you enforce everybody thinking the way that you want them to?
You just it's like fucking Care Bear power. You know how they just stick their chest out and the rainbow would just shoot out love? You know what I mean? It's like that kind of shit, dude. That's how simple it is, man. Just love people. just love people, and if they don't want your love, it's like hugging a telephone pole. You know what I mean? So if they're going to remain rigid or whatever.
What if they don't want your love, but they want your wallet?
Look, you're painting the picture blacker than it needs to be painted, in my opinion. But that's the way you go.
Oh, well, do people get mugged? Do people get shot? Do people get robbed? Is that the way things are? Is that something that people have to contend with?
I hear stories about this stuff happening.
Nah.
You've heard stories, so you're not willing to accept that their robbery is an actual thing?
Saying like
you've never had your camera stolen? Have you ever had your camera stolen?
Well, I think it was more of irresponsibility, and they didn't return what was found. I believe I left them carelessly, and then the person did, commit a crime by not returning them to me. But yeah, no, I just mean. Hold on, guys, I gotta go on mute.
All right.
Sorry about that, Wesley. I'm on a podcast.
Huh.
No.
Yeah, I'm with you, Josh.
Well,
I'm with you.
And it's not even this is where I am. This is me sort of having to flesh out things that I'm coming to terms with. Because 2 weeks ago, I would have been arguing against this monopoly. And last week, you could probably pull audio of me arguing against a monopoly on violence. But unfortunately, it's just something that we have to contend with. There's no way to avoid it. We can pretend we don't like it. We can pretend that if we wish real hard and blast love from our chest like Care Bears, then we can fix the world. And that'd be cool.
Yeah, it'd be great. But humans are fucking evil. Some of them, not all of them. But, all this evil, we want to blame it on demons and fucking spiritual shit. And it is. But you need to recognize, too, that humans are perfectly capable of all the evil in the world. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're a fucking experiment in America. And if you ask me, the experiment's about to end.
Yeah, I think this experiment's about run its course, possibly.
Yeah. It's fucking just, I don't know how to think about that. I mean, we're an experiment, dude. Yeah, that's like, we're the only country that has really fucked up food. All the other countries don't have half the shit we have poured into their food. Why is that? Because we're a fucking experiment.
Free market and fiduciary responsibilities from the corporations, corporate personhood.
Yeah, but the FDA sucks. They don't give a shit. They'll just pass it. They get the money, they'll pass it.
Yep.
Because
those corporations have the freedom of speech and they can vote how they see fit. They pay off who they see fit. And they're given the most every same right as a living, breathing, born individual through that corporate personhood.
Yeah, but then they fuck with us.
They sure do, because people will fuck with you. Persons will fuck with you.
Yeah. Weird. I don't know. I'm probably not the best person to...
I was going to say, there are places that are trying sort of these social utopian places, and we can look at them. Because they just sort of stop prosecuting crimes. Look, there's no crime because we just won't prosecute it. If you can just take whatever you want from stores and we don't prosecute you, then it's not a crime. We just did away with stealing and theft because we don't prosecute it. Now it's not a crime.
Yeah.
And then all the stores leave and you have no place to get food anymore.
Because
and everybody goes to hell of fucking chaos.
Because everything...
They're all going to rush.
everything will have to require effort. Like, even if we thought we could just give away water for free, how in the hell do you purify and distribute water to millions of people for nothing? For nothing.
Gaddafi did it.
Did he?
To do that.
What's the point of all the gold?
Water from the desert to the fucking city.
But he didn't do it for
and
free.
It was free, I believe.
No, he had to pay people to do it. People had to do it. You either hire slaves, but then you got to pay for the food for the slaves. You got to pay for the tools for the slaves. Or you pay them.
He let his have water, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't the fucking chaos, mad, riddled leader that we said he was. He wasn't at all.
Sure. He was willing to provide. He was willing to pay the costs and do the work. But, like, I don't know that he was forcing the people at the water treatment plants at the barrel of a gun to do the work for free so that he didn't have to pay that money. Right? Surely he was paying the people to purify and distribute the water. So it was costing him. It was costing somebody. Right? Because it just doesn't happen for free. It just doesn't happen. You have to put forth effort to get dirty water in a pond cleaned and distributed to households to make it drinkable. It doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair,
go ahead.
It does rain. I'm just saying. It does
rain.
You say it doesn't happen, but it kind
not everywhere and not consistently.
Not everywhere. I'll give you that. Not consistently, but
yes, sometimes water falls from the sky. Yes. Sometimes you might get a couple centimeters of water, be like, oh, sweet. Zach was right. It rained. Fuck, I'm thirsty.
Gotta wait for that. I can drink, boy.
And that's just the water. Yeah. I mean, everything. Food. You can't distribute food just for free. It doesn't distribute itself. Everything's going to have to require either slavery or recompense. I mean, that's just how it happens.
Can we just hand people chicken?
I mean, if we could figure out how to do that, you could, but then you'd have to kill off all the hawks. You'd have to kill off all the foxes, right? You'd have to totally revamp. No. Well, okay, then you could give people chickens, but the chickens are all going to die.
Yeah, they're going to take it from you.
Hopefully by nature and not your neighbor. Maybe the neighbor wants to have 2 chickens. He says, fuck you and yours. I want your chicken too.
I'd rather live with the animals in the fucking woods, man.
Oh, Liz is cracking the whip. She said it's break time.
She is. I see that.
Oh. Jeez.
Get him, Liz.
All right.
Give me ranch.
We'll do this. I got one more cup of coffee to go get. Stick around. This is the Ironworks. Right here on freeworld.fm.
I'd steal the moon from the stars just to get to where you are. But it seems these days you're so damn far away. And I know everything has changed. Nothing's supposed to stay the same. But you've become a ghost in this place. So talk to me. Tell me what I need to hear. Wrap me up with your beautiful eyes. And I know you're leaving. Yeah, you're standing at that door. And I can see the heartbreak in your eyes. So keep on telling me those beautiful lies. You're the muse to my song. I should have known it all along. That forever was a promise you couldn't keep. My first mistake was believing that you would stay, when I know every good damn thing it fades. So talk to me.
Tell me what I need to hear. Wrap me up with your beautiful light. I know you're leaving, yeah, you're standing at that door, and I can see the heartbreak in your eyes. So keep on telling me those beautiful lies. No, I won't beg you to stay. No, not that you would anyway. But talk to me, tell me what I need to hear. Wrap me up with those beautiful lies. I know you're leaving, yeah, you're walking out that door, and I can see the heartbreak in your eyes. So keep on telling me those, keep on telling me those, keep on telling me those beautiful lies. I'd steal the moon from the stars just to get to where you are. But it seems these days you're so damn far away.
And welcome back. Fourth and final segment of the Ironworks kicking off right here, right now.
Man, you trying to break my heart or something?
That's a good one, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let me try to clarify. I think because you brought up the fact that maybe there was talking past one another. I'm just simply saying that when we're dealing with our next door neighbor, like our primary neighbor, and that person is someone who creates conflict, you know, that's where I think that the battle really lies. It's not talking about, you know, the world at large. That's too big. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you change the world? You change yourself first. But I think, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I want my healing to go to other people, which means I have to talk to people who are insane, who don't know that they're broken. You know? So that's kind of like what I'm saying in terms of, like, I have that power.
Maybe
you know what I mean? I have that light.
Maybe they do know they're broken. Maybe they just don't fucking care.
Well, but see, that's part of being broken because people who are not broken, care. So if you don't care, that's proof you're broken.
Okay. Maybe they're fixed and they just don't care about what you care about.
Right. What I meant by standing up against the wall is like, if someone wants to fight with me, like, I'm not interested in that. I am interested in learning about you and hearing your story and, like, learning to love you. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm interested in. But if you're going to be just somebody who's, like, putting on the fisticuffs every time because you just like to spar, like, yeah, I'm not. I'll just be over here. Like, whenever you settle down, like, come find me. That's kind of like what I was going for before. If that makes it any clearer.
So, and that's sort of what you're saying? Everybody just leave everybody else the fuck alone? Or don't have any interaction with somebody? Because at the end of the day, I don't think that everybody's just going to get along. And we can sort of look at current events or any sort of recent history or distant history or whatever stories you'd like to look at. I think it's pretty clear that as humans, we don't get along together very well because we don't always think the same.
Yeah, you're only saying that because it's true. You're only saying that because that's all we've ever seen, right? That's all we've ever seen. But
right, because
implement change.
Observable and repeatable, right?
I got a question, Trev. What if we could start over? Do you think could make that happen if we, I don't know, if we knew better somehow and we tried to do it this way? You know what I mean? Do you think it would actually happen, or do you think humans would eventually fucking turn to evil? Some of them, obviously.
Well, that's the thing. See, for every person like Travis that does want to do good and only wants good for people, I guarantee there is a polar opposite out there that only wants bad and only wants people to suffer and be in pain.
That's the spiritual.
Why, though? Why is that? Why is that a person? Were they born that way? I mean, they arrive here like that. That's just who they are. It doesn't matter that they had their their penis cut off when they were born, or they had some kind of trauma from their
stepdad. They are like that.
None of that. They just come out fucked
like that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's something.
This place and what's going on in this place is what fucks people up. Period. Because I know where we come from. I do, and I know what we are when we get here. I do. There's no maybe about it. There's no oh, he's just guessing here. No, these are knowledge things in my soul. These are knowledge. This is knowledge I know.
What about
Jeffrey Dahmer? Where we came from, again, this place has been usurped. This place has been fucking taken.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
And go somewhere else. That's all you can do at this point.
Thing, the creator made it such a big place. The place is enormous, and if you want to get lost, you can. That's the greatest. We don't even really know that. Some people love the strife. They want to be in there and arguing and arr.
Yeah, I hate
and
that.
People don't, and you get that option here. You got to think of from the other side too. There's people that do really enjoy that discourse.
Not anymore.
They need a place too.
Hey man, think about this real quick. If I'm coming through, I just want to say this real quick. Zach, what you were talking about, I was picturing this culture that has this saloon for particular people that like to get aggressive when they drink or whatever. You guys can go over there and wrestle, get your aggression out over there. You know what I mean? So if you had this, this society where people were arguing, but they, couldn't figure things out just by using their words. If they wrestled it out, you know what I mean? Physical, wrestling, they love each other, they're good friends and whatnot, but they will take each other down to, make a point. I don't know if I'm making any sense at all, but it was an interesting thought.
No, that's how Native Americans used to settle things. That's
what I'm talking about, right? I just made that shit up. I just made that up.
That's how we used to settle things out on the playground. Now they don't allow that, Travis. There is no getting any of that out anymore on the playground. Somebody was explaining this the other day, when we went through school, or even just 20 years ago, when children were going through school, it is very different than the children going through school right now. School has changed dramatically.
Yes, it has.
It has a lot to do with it. They don't let children handle things out on the playground. They don't learn social structure and all those things that they're really there to learn. Once you learn the reading, writing, arithmetic, 90% of the shit they're going to learn is all bullshit after that. It's all about learning social things.
And this is sort of where I'm going to. So and that's the lesson on the playground. You and I have an issue. We're going to go and we're going to wrestle it. Or we're going to go have a little bit of fisticuffs to figure out how we're going to solve our differences. The one that's stronger and wins the fight wins. Yeah? Might will make right in the situation. Because at the end of the day, good luck keeping it to one-on-one, single fisticuffs, and everybody shakes hand and goes away happy. Good luck.
Right, but here's the difference, though, Josh. I appreciate what you're saying, but here's my positive spin on it still. That guy who's stronger, who just proved that he is the best, he is the strongest in this altercation, does it out of love. He did it out of love. He wasn't there to kill or maim or be the best.
Uh-huh.
He just is the best, and I love you. Even though I just took you down, even though I made you look like a pansy in front of everybody, like, get stronger, bro. Come at me again. Let's do it again.
And you think egos work well there? You think the guy that just got made to look like a pansy, he's willing to just be like, aw, damn? Or do you think at some point they're going to be fighting for lives? Do you think at some point this is going to turn into a duel, a fight for life? And then how do you keep that from escalating? Now it's a family feud. Now it's the Hatfields and the McCoys. Now it's a civil war. Now it's the North and the South. Now we're battling the Canadians, or now it's a world fucking war. I mean, it's a pure escalation. You can't just say, well, as long as we love each other, we're cool. True, but that's what we ought to do. But we have to we have to deal with like humans. If we're going to include humans, we have to deal with the human nature. And human nature isn't to just, we'll just love everybody all the time.
But it can be.
Show me. Based on what?
I'm doing it right now. I'm just being me.
Well, that's you.
You know what I mean?
But that's not what we're talking about. I mean, if the question is, can you do it? Then I'd say yes. And then you could say, see, I'm doing it. And here's my proof. Can human beings as a whole, can human nature change to live in such a way as Travis sees fit?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm proof of it, bro. That's what I'm saying.
No, you're proof that Travis can do it.
Bro. I'm the one-to-one correspondent.
So what about the person next to you? How about your writers?
Listen to me, man.
Your writers are a one-to-one correspondent too.
This is the scene. Hold on. This is the scene of Rocky IV. If I could change, we all could change.
So you could change too. So your writers could be the one-to-one correspondent here to make you live in their personal, private utopia. Maybe you're just doing it wrong. Maybe you should be not just the agent of change, but maybe they're there to change you.
I don't disagree with that. I think that's the beautiful part of the Zen idea of being in the moment, because I could be wrong still. And so therefore, if you come along and you don't spend more than 10 minutes with me and you see something in me that you might have to address or whatever, then I should be open and ready to hear that you have something to say to me.
So you just got to be willing to accept the totality of the human experience, which will inevitably include hatred and violence and ignorance.
Only if silly people like you bring it up. I didn't bring it up. You keep bringing up pain and violence, dude. Not
You're
me.
right.
I'm not talking about that stuff.
So if you ignore it, we're good. As long as I don't bring it up, then it just must not be there. We won't have to deal with it at all, as long as it just doesn't get brought up.
At this point, yeah, we're having a theoretical discussion, so I'm good with that caricature. Yeah, absolutely right.
And that's a difference, and there's the disconnect. You're still arguing about oughts, and I'm still arguing is. My arguments are basing on sort of what we experience in reality. That's what observable and repeatable, versus here's how Neverland should run.
Yeah, it's kind of like the whole gun argument. Well, if there were never any guns, like, yeah, but there is. So what do we do now that there already are all these guns everywhere? Because the answer can't be we just get rid of the guns, because they're already there. Getting rid of them is going to be very, very dangerous. So what's the next step? What do you do? How do you stop? It's kind of the same thing. You guys are already there.
You remember that Simpsons episode where the aliens showed up and they took over the world and everybody gave up their weapons and their guns and all that, and somebody picked up a stick and then they were the big power, and then somebody put a nail through that stick and they became the big power. So I mean, yeah, it seems to be the nature of this place. I think that's the issue, is this place.
Yeah.
It's that duality,
You know,
sure. And
is it like it's supposed to be? Liz is asking in chat, Lee and everybody. Yeah, it seems to be, because it seems to be, you know, what it is. Okay.
The one thing that never really
you
changes.
can only do what? What can you do in this place? What can you fucking do? Exactly what Travis is doing. You can work on you.
Yep.
Stay the fuck away from everybody else's bullshit.
Yep.
Deal with it when it is in your face. But if you manage to refine your own salts, if you manage to own yourself into a different place, if you manage to fucking become a stump on a fucking stubborn place and never change, all that's your decision. And how you react to the craziness of this world is also your decision. You can react like, oh, fuck that dude, I'm going to get him back. Or you can react like, oh, fuck that dude, karma will get him back. Now, you don't have to believe in karma. I think that's part of the fucking system that's got us fucked myself. But you can live it the way you want to live it. You don't have to do anything. Well, now it's in your face and you have to defend yourself or not. Well, that's, again, your decision. You can't fix everybody at once. Yesterday, I was driving around trying to finish up a Pokemon event, and I saw this cat. I've seen this group of cats at this house probably 25, 30 times. And I knew there was an older mother cat, and I had seen some kittens. And so over the months, as the kittens have grown, I noticed that the mother seems like she's almost looking like she's been abandoned. She's very skinny, and her teeth are real saggy and hanging, and she looks like a cat that's been left alone outside. Nobody's taking care of it, but she keeps walking back to this house. I see that that's the house she lives at. She's always there, and I see the other kittens are now getting big. They're like her size. And then yesterday, I finally saw the old lady stumbling out there and putting down the one bowl of food for all these cats. And of course, the males and the bigger ones are going to dominate and eat all the food. And poor mom's over there starving to death. And I thought to myself, well, I need to figure this out and help this lady figure it out. And then I also thought to myself, I can't care for every animal in the world. If I could, it would be amazing. I don't have the resources. I don't have the money. I don't have the fucking emotional resources. You know, I'm already dealing with fucking heartbreak over the group of kittens that I'm taking care of and the people that are my people, which that's how I consider these animals. They're my people. And so I have to take care of my own. I can't fix the world. If I start spending money on that lady's cats, that takes money out of my, you know, and so now we're in this whole situation where if money wasn't part of it, if resources weren't part of it, fucking hey, I would have had those cats fed in a heartbeat. But my own selfish thoughts of my people and my cats and me, let that go away. And I couldn't do nothing. And I can't. And it's true. I can't take on the world. I can't fix everybody. I can't fix everybody's problem. All I can do is fix me and my emotional reactions to these things, and whether they tear my heart apart or tear my soul apart or change me in a good way or a bad way or whatever. So, I don't know. I know I'm kind of spinning out and running in circles here, but it's just all you can do is you. All you can do is you.
Yeah.
The man in the mirror. Yeah, if you want to change anything, that's where you start, you know. That's where it ends. That person standing in the mirror. That's what you have control over. The actions and the thoughts of that person right there.
Hey, real quick. You guys know about those mirrors that supposedly are the real mirrors? Like, you see your reflection as it really is, you know? Have you heard about that?
I'm not sure exactly what you mean, Craig. You got to be more specific.
Like, our mirrors aren't really supposedly reflecting like the present. So there's this other I don't know what it is, but I'll call it a mirror. This other kind of mirror And when you look into that one, supposedly people are astonished at how they look because it shows how other people see you. It shows the now.
Is this one of those that just reverses the image so that like you're seeing you the way other people see you? Is that what you're talking about? Or is this some kind of more esoteric thing? Is this a physical mirror that makes you physically reverse the opposite direction so that you're seeing? Because you can angle mirrors and you can make that happen. I've done it before as an experiment way back in my teenage years with a bunch of wall mirrors. It's just you get angles and you get everything to where when you raise your right hand, instead of that other person's left hand in the mirror coming up, their right hand goes up as well. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like if you part your hair on the left side in the mirror, you part your hair on the right. But if this set up angles and reflections and you get it right, then your part is now on the right side of your head. That's the thing. To me, that was always the weirdness about mirrors and those experiments and why I played with them. It all began sitting in the barber chair looking at the infinity of barber mirrors. Any guy who's been to an old school barbershop knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's...
Wait, what's that?
You know, when you have two mirrors across from each other and they make the infinity thing, like, you know, that. Yeah. When you see 1,000 of you going off into infinity while he's cutting your hair, that always broke my brain. And so I started playing around with mirrors and fucking with them and trying to figure out reflections.
You're right.
You angle them just right. You can do that. You can make it where your right hand raises and his right hand raises, not his left hand.
I couldn't. Anyway. It's literally just a mirror, though. It's just a different mirror that...
What I did was, I don't have access to elite technology or whatever it is that you maybe are talking about. I just know you can angle mirrors a certain way with a group of mirrors.
Yeah, no,
this get a reflection. That is true. Now, there may be tech out there that does it now. Hell, I don't know.
There's some kind of mirror out there that people have talked about. I haven't seen it, but like I've seen multiple like compilation shit and talking about this stuff. So I don't know.
Send me something, man. I'll look into it definitely more. I'm like I said, I know there's weirdness about mirrors. There always has been to me. And then going to garage sales and estate sales, we always joke about, oh man, that's a nice mirror frame. Too bad it's got that haunted mirror in it because.
Yeah,
I think mirrors do record shit over time. I mean, I saw it on the Flash, but I would always thought that before it's Flash.
Yeah. There was this girl on TikTok, and she's like, cover your mirrors. Everyone cover your mirror. Because she thinks it's maybe it is a portal, but I ain't going to cover my fucking mirror. I don't think my mirror is a portal. It's just
and all the Harry Potter books,
a
lot of the people didn't die. They just went into a mirror. They could leave that room or whatever and whatnot. And you'd be like, hey, and you see them walk back in front of the mirror and stuff like that. Yeah, it's weird.
And like in Doctor Strange, same thing. They have the mirror room where they can practice their magic, and it's not actual reality. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah.
Movie, I don't know. I think they call it the mirror room or something.
The mirror realm or something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, before we get out of here, because we're just a few minutes away.
Wow, so they've actually got one. Oh, well, you damn it, it's not for sale. It's out of stock. So there's one on Amazon that is basically what I had done, setting up mirrors at certain angles at like 90 degrees to each other, and you get this image that works correctly. But the one I'm seeing is... I'll send you the link, even though it's not actually available. It's basically what I did. You just take mirrors and angle them 90 degrees to each other and get the right angle, and it works.
They send you a couple mirrors?
It's not, I don't know. It's not available. Honestly, it's got...
I mean, they would have.
It's crafted with precision using two optical mirrors seamlessly aligned. The true mirror delivers a reflection unlike any other. The key is that your eye contact works correctly. It's really you looking back. In contrast, your eye contact in reverse doesn't come close to real interactivity with yourself. So that's essentially what I was trying to explain, the fact that it makes you see the things non-reversed.
Maybe that is it.
I'll send you the link.
Okay, thanks, Walt. Yeah, that might be it, though. Maybe I was just...
Thanks, y'all, for hanging out this morning.
Love y'all.
Love you guys.
Yeah, love you guys.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I love y'all. Thank y'all. Shit, I want more.
I know. Wish we had more time, right?
Go back in the mirror. Go back in the mirror.
Outside in, Caroline. Anyway, guys, we will see you back here on Friday morning for more of the Ironworks here on freeworld.fm. You can also find us there on the Iron Realm Media YouTube channel. Till then, you guys have a great rest of your week. Happy hump day. Be good. Be well. Do good. Do it well. We love you. Bye-bye.
Love you, chat.